So the idea of this session is just to get an idea of everyone,
They'll both be you guys.
of everyone's character, to start to create a bit of a group dynamic. So rather than throw everyone in the dungeon, and no one knows who anyone is, the idea is just so everyone can kind of get to know each other a little bit. Okay, on that note, we will turn to Mila. Or is it Mila?
Mila. It's Mila.
So, Mila, describe your character when people start to get to know you, what you look like, who are you? Yeah, what have you got so far?
I would like to rephrase that with the idea that I have no clue, but
That's totally fine. We can all do we can totally do it all on the fly. You know, it's totally fine.
I guess we present what we have at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm frantically fucking searching names right now.
No, it's fine. I've got four different characters prepped just to try and help balance the party.
How are you?
So, Mila is a half-orc. She grew up in a tribe in a desert that she was traveling in. It was essentially a nomad tribe. Mila only talks about herself in third person because Mila honestly believes that that to survive you need to be a part of the pack, and if you don't have a pack, you will, essentially you will be overrun by the enemies and you will die. This is why she has been going around trying to figure out her place in the world. Her orcish blood, or the side of her orcish heritage, given her a little bit of trouble. But she's working through this. It is a process. Mila is Mila has like dark gray skin, almost like shifting into more like darker shades. It kind of helps to like melt with the environment. Yes, and Mila is relatively young, but everything is a little bit tough now because there has been a new warrior who has come to lead the tribe, and this new warrior has different ideals. What was before unity and the pack idea and helping each other vibe is now being very quickly transformed into proving yourself in battle, which is nice, but you die like this. And Mila is having a little bit of trouble of adjusting to this new mentality. They have found a little bit, she has been doing a little bit of research. She herself is an archaeologist of sorts. She likes digging up stuff. She likes learning about new cultures, especially the elvish ones. There are a lot of elvish outposts in the desert. And she has found a little piece of artifact. She's trying to understand what it means and what is hidden behind all those weird symbols. So yeah, and Yawning Portal. No, let's go.
Yawning Portal.
Thank you. Yawning Portal has been rumored to have materials that could help her in her quest, and she's very much looking forward to seeing what this whole bullshit is about, and trying to find balance in herself while finding the balance in the world. That's Mila.
Nice.
I haven't got anything, but here, listen to my entire backstory.
No, I'm sorry.
I only had 2 minutes to prepare, really.
And Mila's a druid. Sorry.
So I don't have one character prepped, but I have 4 prepped.
Yeah, I think that's a really
But
good
I've tried to go out my comfort zone, and not a single one is a wizard.
About fucking time.
Wow.
Yeah,
dedication.
All right, should we go to you then at the end then?
Yeah.
Me Slink of Skink Tribe. Me come from Chilt jungles, south of Faerun. Me worship Upteo, great god, primordial god. Upteo, defend us from Dendar, night serpent, bad. Eat sun, kill people, no. One day, Slink, who is monk of Jungle Fist, sees vision of Upteo, tells him to go to Sharp Shores Go to City of Deepest Waters and pass through Yawning Portal. Bring back Hallie's star to save Chult and stop Dendar from eating sun. Big mission. Yep. Things look like this. Skin green, skin scaly.
I was gonna ask what race is Slink.
Slink lizard person.
All right, okay.
Nice. Jax.
I was essentially, because this campaign, I'm assuming, is about sort of adventurers testing their mettle against the legend that is the dungeon of the Mad Mage that is, in the entrance of the portal. I was thinking I want a character who I wanted to play a paladin for a start, so because it's something I ordinarily would have avoided like the plague. I have a lot of hangovers from World of Warcraft. Yeah, and so I thought, all right, I want to play a paladin. And one of the classes that spoke to me just in terms of this idea of seeking adventure and exploration is the Path of Glory, which I think was in the Mythos thing. So I also like the idea of her being kind of like this kind of like Greek, not quite hero per se, but like, she's from a family of heroes per se. And it's kind of her turn to venture out into the world thus far. So I'd settled on the idea that she's got a shield and a spear. And that's pretty much it. Other than, I've got this rough, loose idea that she's meant to be this kind of like slightly fish out of water person from some Greek-themed favoring place still to be discovered that I will frantically Google. And that she's arrived in Waterdeep, the epicenter of adventure, to seek out her path towards glory, to make a name for herself among her people, among the islands. And that's roughly as far as I got.
Awesome. Thanks, Jax.
Just blue mare and a bunch
awesome.
of calves.
Oof.
So next is Dottie.
So Vera Dory Boondaggles is a forest gnome that lived with her family.
Right. Here's the thing, Mark. Be very careful. You are committing to this accent for a lot of weeks, all right?
Oh, yeah, we're going to hold it to
All
that
right.
because
All
I
right.
love it.
Your
already.
opening line thus far.
If you're going to take the piss, at least be good at it.
Let us be.
I was just doing a little bit of mocking for Phil. I'm not doing a Liverpool accent.
Oh, that was a Liverpool accent? Fuck.
Terrible, isn't it?
I thought it was you doing a really shit Irish accent.
Like how I would do it.
The pure. How bloody well fucking dare you? So Vera Dottie Boondiggles is from a forest gnome that lives with her family in a small gnome village hidden among the trees around Hellgate Dell. One day, tragedy befell the village when a drunken tiefling magician drunkenly cast a wayward lightning bolt in a drunken stupor. The blast struck at the village, and everyone but Dottie, who was down by the river fetching water for a fresh batch of stew, was killed right dead right quick. Dottie heard the commotion and rushed back, tears streaming down her lovely face, for she felt that the worst had happened. Her fears were confirmed when she arrived at the ruined village. The loving embraces and smiling faces of her friends and family were replaced by charred corpses and stench of scorched flesh.
Oh, man.
She fell to her knees and wept uncontrollably. But through her sobs, she heard the cries of the culprit. "Damn it, Ryak! I said I need more wine, you sinewy simpleton!" On her explorations of the ruins of Hellgate Keep, she found a twisted book bound in skin, her last hope. She retreated and attempted to use a spell to resurrect her loved ones. However, she was not powerful enough, and her faithful squirrel Squirt was revived. Dottie found some comfort, despite his grotesque appearance. Dottie swore an oath to her fallen village that she would find the truth of life and death, and perhaps one day reverse their tragic fate. And so she set out towards Waterdeep to find the power she required. So there you go.
Right, that leaves Robwell.
Robwell, Discus, which to friend is Rob.
He's a former DM.
Nah, that's the end of summer. Only the first, only name. The Robwell is a child of a hunter, very simple person. First of all, it's Tabaxi. About his 20s, that's how he looks like overall. He's rogue, so I assume that's actually fitting into that. One second. He is child of a hunter. He tried to move to big town and to Waterdeep, and actually on the way there, he met very, very beautiful noble woman, with him immediately fell in love, and he decided to.
As well he might.
Yeah. And he decided that he's gonna break those differences in royal nobility and being a peasant, and gonna try to achieve something and get her. So he decided that delving in the dungeon is gonna be the best way to earn himself a fame and money to do so.
Sure.
Yeah, I was going to say that I didn't mention the class because it's kind of implied in the backstory, but Necromancer.
Yeah, I got the gist it was implied as necromancy, resurrecting the dead squirrel.
Which one? Because you can go as a mage, necromancer, and wizard.
It's a wizard, Harry.
Okay, this one.
That was
Aye.
so Slink's a monk. All right, we've got Jax, which is our
Paladin.
Gladiator Paladin.
Paladin, yeah.
You did say
Got
Paladin.
a rogue, got a necromancer.
we've got-
What's Mila's class, out of curiosity?
Necromancer and Rogue.
Druid. And she told that.
Yeah. Right at the very end. Oh, by the way, Druid.
Yeah.
So I am a cleric
I'm sure you could pick up some spell books.
who is a
that
humanity dwarf.
Okay.
I can.
I'll need to actually get my Xanathar's guide, actually, at some point. I can't remember exactly everything I do, but it's there.
Whoops.
And I am called Frederick Winterbrace. I thought that was kind of funny because I work with a forge and my name's based on snow. And I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen with the character
my head, but...
or how I'm going to portray him, but he is kind of fun.
Well, boom! Isn't that what role playing's about?
I will figure it out as we go.
So we'll go through the motivations and why we're. Well, I'll start now. Have a motivation to go to Undermountain, which is the name of the dungeon, a famous dungeon. Everyone knows about it. Everyone knows about the Yawning Portal. So
Tourist destination.
Basically, so everyone has to somehow get to the Yawning Portal in Waterdeep, and I'll give you a quick overview. The Sword Coast. So Waterdeep is here. And for those, so we played, of course, a previous adventure, which was awesome, which was Descent into Avernus, which was in Baldur's Gate and Elturel. So this adventure starts or stars here in Waterdeep. So each of you come from a different area. In fact, actually, why don't we say that now? So basically, we're all trying to get to this place, and I'm going to have you all basically be in a carriage in a minute. And that's somehow you've managed to get some transportation to Waterdeep. So what I'll do is I'll start with Milo. Whereabouts are you from, if it's even on the map? And if you don't know, don't worry. Just give folk an idea.
So this thing that says to and has a range of mountains.
So we can see.
I don't know. Can I direct you there or something? No, I can't.
Hey. There. Oh no, that's
No.
doing that.
I'm there.
Awesome.
There you go.
Slink, and what about you?
Slink from Chult Peninsula. Yep. Island Peninsula to southwest of Gate of Boulder. Slink travel waters deep. Slink confused with human language. Nope.
Mila very much understands that human language is weird.
Love it. Dottie,
Trade many shiny metals to sail on board.
from which village were you from until it was blasted by this tiefling?
Vera was from Hellgate Dell. She came down through Loudwater, through Succumber, Daggerford, and up through Waterdeep.
Excellent. Rodwell?
Well, my character actually left close to Waterdeep. To be honest, I don't know any specific
worries.
location I was.
No problem.
I was like he was raised close to Waterdeep
Cool.
overall.
Awesome. All right. So that gives you a kind of idea. So basically, you're all traveling to Waterdeep,
Cool.
and somehow you guys have managed to, and I've skipped Ajax and Ajax? Oh god, that's my developer
Sorry.
language. I'm guessing, do you know?
I googled enough to find a relatively. Unfortunately, it is miles off this map, so it's close to the Sea of Fallen Stars, which is probably on the other side of the Enrock Desert.
Bet you're glad I showed you that big map the other day in work, aren't you, Daniel?
Yeah, I am.
It's from a sort of a collection of city-states, not too dissimilar to Greece, called Chesenta.
I'm a hill dwarf, so I'm probably from here-ish. Just picked a random hill. And I'm out to try and forge the most perfect weapon ever, so
Right.
I'm traveling the world.
Irish. It sounds fantastic.
You're all on a carriage. Well, in the carriage, you guys are getting to know each other, kind of chatting. What's kind of the impression that they get from you? Are you more like a quiet one? Are you in the corner? Are you just super chatty? Are you trying to get to know everyone?
Mila, I believe that Mila is going to be mostly silent. I mean, she would definitely and very eagerly talk to people if she is addressed.
Vera is right beside me. You're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right over there.
Jotty, what do people get from you? Go on.
So Dottie is very happy-go-lucky and willing to talk to anybody. So she's like, basically says, my name's Vera Boondeagles. But she doesn't tell anybody she's Dottie until they're friends.
Wow.
Dottie is the friend's name, because this is a thing about gnomes. They have many, many names, and their nickname is the one that they share with their closest friends.
Love it.
So basically, yeah, she'll talk the ear off of Mila, just describing all the things from here to there, saying like, you're not from around these parts, are you? I'll tell you some of the great places around here. The water up around the high forest is the cleanest water you'll ever come across. Makes a grand stew, so it does.
That is very interesting, and Mila would listen to everything that Vera has to say. This is knowledge, and knowledge.
You like a beef stew, don't you? You look like a girl who'd definitely like a bit of beef stew.
beef stew. Yeah, I am confusion about what that might be.
Well, you know what a cow is, don't you?
Well, I mean, like, if you were like a drow, would you know where a cow is? Be like, what is that? If you lived underground, you'd be like, you drink from that thing? Ew.
One's gross.
Nice. All right. Next on the list, then, Slink. What would kind of getting a feel for the character? What kind of things do people learn from you, interacting with you, and being in this carriage and traveling together?
Everything. Eat people. You eat that dead bird? Slink half. Nom 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 nom.
Why would you eat an animal? It did no harm to you.
If Slink not eat bird, bird eat Slink.
Well, the tongue goes out and like grab something.
Understand.
Big toothy smiles with my big lizard man teeth. So people don't tend to talk to me for very long. You know, very friendly.
Mila
People walk away.
Mila is okay.
You look like you taste good. Yep.
Thank you. I will take that as a compliment.
All right. What about Robwell? So what do people pick up from you? Are you a chatty person?
Oh yeah, Robwell is very open. He talks to everyone. He likes to make friends with everyone. He's very chatty, very happy all the time. All the time, most of the time. You can see that he's trying to be friendly. He's definitely going to ask everyone how are they doing, how are they, where they come from, and stuff like that.
Jax, what about you? While Robwell's chatting, while Mila's getting compliments from Slink, which we don't know if they are.
Yeah. I suppose shield and spear sort of like resting against her knee, and she's just kind of like quizzically eyeing up Slink, being like kind of like trying to assess what he is, and being like just with that sort of air of curiosity, but like, you know, trying to hide that she's actually looking and like looking at him, being like, you know, sideways glance, check, like having a look at him. But other than that, she's mostly just like, yeah, she's bedecked in sort of male armor. Well, I've got a picture, but I'll send it across. But yeah, she's bedecked in sort of chainmailish armor. If you think like you're kind of Spartan-esque, kind of mixture of leather and chain, it's okay. It's Wonder Woman, whatever.
Cool. I'll say Wonder Woman. Oh, we'll think Wonder Woman.
Slink's kind of in like a sort of tribal Aztec-y kind of garb. Like he's got like a neck dressy thing, and he's wearing like a tunicky thing, and he's got a necklace of teeth.
Jax would probably, because she's benign, not be like, lizard man. Be like,
whoa,
yeah,
nice.
I am not familiar with your kind. Where did you get those teeth from?
Slink answers.
Are they trophies? And you can see that she's genuinely sort of interested. She wants to hear sort of kind of war stories per se.
In Skink Tribe, when lizard men get old, we fight them and kill them, take their teeth. Slink catch many teeth. Slink kill many old people.
Okay, so you can kind of see Jack's sort of curiosity wane at that point, where she's like, yeah, you kill old people. There's no sport in that. But
if Slink not kill old
in
people,
trying to be polite, you see her sort of nod and go, mm-hmm.
If Slink not kill old, then Jungle do it for them. Yep.
Oh, so you're a night person then, right?
Mercy killings.
Nope.
Ah, I thought you were very nice. You look very nice, though. I like your scare color. It's very nice.
I feel like, just on that image, you now have a necklace of old people teeth. Oh god.
Slink also does this awkward thing where he like, looks at people like unblinking, you know, like kind of like a gecko, and his eyes going like this, looking around. He's like, ah.
You can see Jax awkwardly shift in her seat, thinking like,
So while Jax is awkwardly looking at this necklace of teeth, Vera is sitting and trying to introduce to Robwell across the way. Well, by the way, have you met my friend Squirt? And has Squirt run down her arm onto the hand, and Squirt is literally a zombie. It's like a squirrel that has been revived after being charred. It's like flesh dripping off.
Wow.
Skin and bones and heart can be seen. Isn't he a cutie?
What's the name of your friend? Is he all right? Doesn't look so.
He's fine. His name's Squirt. Squirt the Squirtle.
Is he eating anything? I'd get like some kind of seeds out of him. Such as like,
loves a few nuts, so he does.
You see Jax again across the way, being like, you don't look like much of a red wizard, small one.
A red wizard? What's that?
Red wizards are they're a menace on our shores. Very dangerous. A nation of necromancers. You might fit well in with them.
I don't know. I'm not really the nation of Thorta Girl. More of trying to bring my friends back. They were cruelly murdered, you see. Just like Squirt. This is as good as I could do.
Again, again, she politely looks at the squirrel, but is biting her tongue on something.
Mila would like.
Like bad.
So Vera goes back to like petting Squirt.
I'm gonna ask our last friend that's not talking too much. And your friend, how are you doing? Could you introduce yourself?
So my character is currently inspecting his weapon to ensure there is no dinks and turns. He sort of peers up, nods, and kind of looks back at his weapon. He'll be very untalkative until I decide on a voice.
So edgelord.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure what voice though.
Right. Okay. So cool. Oh yeah. That's actually a good question. That's a good point.
It just reminds me, like, what is a Scouse accent if not a really bad Irish accent anyway?
Kind of the kind of grunting type. But like you said, you're still trying to find your voice.
Yeah, once I find a voice, he will be more talkative.
Yeah.
It's just I want to decide on a
Mila
voice,
would like to do a little shape.
but I don't quite know what would fit this character.
Don't worry, I don't know
Generically
any
foreign.
as well.
I would like to casually
like,
lash out my tongue to each
I envision my character as quite a loud dwarf, very proud of his work as a smith, and very outspoken about his god. But also because he feels like he's short, he has to be loud to try and get attention from the taller people.
Let's say.
I feel that.
Isn't that just our D&D group?
You've just read all D&D players there.
Yeah. Thank you for channeling.
That's Alistair made actually a good point. I didn't consider. What's everyone wearing? What kind of? Yeah. What's? I'll start with you, Mila. What does Mila wear? Is it more armor stuff? I'm guessing a druid, so it's.
There is an armor. There's a leather armor that is almost yellowish. It is not regular leather that is like usually seen across the continent. There is a shielded scimitar. It is honestly a little bit rusty at this point. Mila doesn't use it much, and Mila has a lot of like clothes, a lot of like raggedy pieces of clothes on her shoulders, like a cloak and stuff, because you've got to protect yourself. And the fact that you don't have to protect yourself from the sand is now a little bit weird, but she's making it through this.
Okay. Slink. Yeah. What about you? Apart from the old man teeth.
Slink wear loincloth, cover bits. Slink have traditional skink headdressy thing over top, like Aztec. And Slink have big, poofy lizard skin headdress. Yep.
Sounds good. Jax, I think you already said what you.
Yeah, I did find a picture, but I've got the portrait, but I've got the full body thing. But essentially, yeah, it's like leather and mail mixed with sort of kind of Spartan-esque decals, and yeah, she's got sort of long flowing sort of blue and mustard yellow robes that sort of go above that, and just sort of like shin guards, and they're decked in sort of plate and metal and stuff.
Awesome.
That are rather ornate looking.
Nice. And Dottie, apart from your zombie chip on the shoulder, ha ha ha! I just got see what I did there. What are you wearing?
Well, fucking there, yeah. Let's see. So basically, Dottie doesn't quite realize she's a necromancer yet. So she's not wearing a typical necromancer robe and all that sort of shit. Just a blue dress, well, a blue skirt basically, like, and cloth, just gnomish gear. So like a top that's kind of orangey, a little waistcoat thing, and she has a book bag and a satchel, one on each side. And at this moment, she would like to take her her spell book out of her book bag and just kind of flick through it a little bit. And everybody else notices that this spell book is bound in human flesh and has a face on it.
How do you not know you're a necromancer, you fucking psycho?
I'm sure that's the idea, but yeah. True.
Things that died just arrived near me.
It's like Hannibal Lecter. It's like, oh no, people are being killed, and Eden, let's go and talk to this guy who is eat-be humans, and that's his name. It's kind of the same thing, so obvious, but it's nice.
And Rob,
and she has like lightly pink hair down to her shoulder.
Ooh, nice.
And her ears go out that way.
Well, I got that my picture, and yeah, that was supposed to describe me. And so it's mostly a leather armor with some small metal types of shoulder pads, and on so some adds like a piece of metal to it, and there is a pouch of his left. Overall, you have like 2 pouches of the knives sticking out on his legs, thighs, only his legs, and a lot of knives in his belt.
Parts of the wearing it. Yeah, it sounds really awesome. All right, now RP wise, so I'm going to give you a situation, and
I feel very left
how
out.
you deal with it, and it kind of will show for the other group how you. Oh, sorry, Frederick. Sorry,
well, you are
right
working
back.
on yourself, so.
I
know I don't normally say
Frederick.
much, but it's bad that I get forgotten about.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, that's true.
It's
not
I don't
nice.
have much to add. I'm wearing.
So,
I'm a dwarf, big bushy beard, as all dwarves do. A few light singe marks in it because I work in a forge. I have a shield on one arm,
Even the women.
inspecting my mace, and I am wearing chainmail. And dangling from my neck is a amulet which has a hammer and an anvil on it, depicting my god Festus, the god of the forge.
Nice. So that's why the carriage is a little bit tilted. As soon as the dwarf gets in, it goes. The horses are going. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this dwarf's in heavy armor.
Right. Awesome. Hey, definitely. Right. Okay. So here's the RP situation. Just before you board the carriage, Mila. So the rider. What do you say? The carriage rider, carriage
Driver.
person. Anyway,
Driver.
You drive the carriage.
She basically says, right, asks for money, but you know that it's an extortionate amount, at least like 3 times the amount that would normally cost. How would you deal with that situation?
Yeah, I would love to start, but I don't know if I can I?
Let's not this particular one because that kind of forces you to keep her alive. But how would you deal with that situation? You arrive at the city, and you found a carriage, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's X gold," but it's X gold, but she's actually asking for 3 times X.
I will convince her that we are like party of the nobility, that we are it's very worthwhile for her to give us free ride, because that way she's gonna have some let's call it debt. Our family gonna own her, so she really want us to give us a free ride, and I would definitely try to deceive her.
We talk to people now. Can you imagine?
So, all right. So, Robwell, so you would try to deceive her? Did you say?
Yes.
In what way to persuade her?
Like I said, that we are like a party that was like part of the nobility, and we just try to do some like we have on a mission, and the idea is that that she would like to give us a free ride, because it's gonna make our family own her, so she would really like that.
Okay, to be like, give us this ride and we'll owe you one in return type thing.
Like nobility gonna own her.
Okay.
Like she should feel like you're special because nobility own you.
Yeah,
I thought you said own. As in, like, oh, well, you're now our property.
No,
Slave.
no, no.
I was like, all right, okay.
Cool.
Sorry.
No worries. Milo, what about you? So you've just arrived. How would you deal with that situation?
You are asking the wrong person. Milo is very from not here, and these pieces of gold are valuable by themselves, but Mila doesn't really have a good understanding of what is where. Mila, if Mila has heard before that might not be true, Mila might say something along the lines of like, "Are you sure? I have heard there was a different carriage, and that different carriage had a lower price, and I
Sorry.
don't work in Half-Life."
You'd just be like, oh, you're really sure? Oh, okay, then here's money. Is that right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Perfect.
He's
Awesome.
not looking for trouble.
Yeah. No worries. Link, same situation. You got off the boat from your peninsula. You've arrived in the city, and you know you need to get you traveled quite a bit, but you see that there's you need to get on a carriage. How would you deal with a situation where someone is charging with an extortionate price? Would you know even this, or what would you do?
Slink speaks warm blood tongue. Yep. But Slink not know monies. Slink know that lady say money need to be paid to get on carriage. Slink just give her many shiny metals, which probably equates to about 5 times as much. To go, this enough?
So she would be going, I'm gonna get 3 times the amount. You're like, oh my god, 5 times the amount. Oh my god, perfect. That's what she'd be doing.
She doesn't say, oh no, that's not enough, I need more. Okay, that's a bit.
She would go, cool, yeah, that's fine. That might just cover it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, as she takes the money, Slink gives her the gold and the silvers and stuff that he's got from the jungle ruins and things, because he doesn't really value it like people do here. But as she takes the money, she's like, oh, this is great, and he's like whipping a fly out of the air in front of us. She's like, is it worth this?
Brilliant. Cool. Same question to you, Jax. You want to hitch a ride and
So
3 times the amount?
Again, slightly fish out of water thing. She would assume that is the correct price, but seeing as she probably doesn't have the money to pay, she would be pretty upfront about it and say, I cannot afford this. I can offer my services as a caravan protector, and I'd like to think that she's quite an imposing looking person. So I will keep you safe. How about that? Make that my price.
Nice. I think that's pretty good. Awesome. Vera, what about you? Same question. How would Vera react?
Burn the carriage down.
Vera would do 2 things. First one is the minor illusion to kind of make it a bit scarier around here than it needs to be. If that didn't work, cause fear.
What does that do?
That'd make her run the fuck away, and I'd drive the carriage myself.
Good. I'll just replace Dottie with that character now.
We're saying
Awesome.
what would you do, and this is what Dottie would do if it were Dottie's choice.
Perfect. That's fine. In
She
the
would do it with a
event,
smile on her face and a song in her heart.
okay, brilliant. And all right, that's perfect.
Everyone.
Robwell, same question to you. Oh no, sorry,
I was
answered.
first.
And Frederick, what would you do?
I
Would you
believe my
attempt to
character would be
haggle,
upfront and
intimidate?
say he does not have that kind of money on him, but give her a note of someone to contact and say I have funds with them. They will pay you the amount you've asked for.
Yeah, Rob Wells' aristocratic background. I'd be like, yeah.
Here's an IOU.
Basically.
That's what he said.
Okay. Excellent. Perfect. Right. Okay. So that's kind of RP thing. I think we've got an idea of everyone's character. What about now with a little bit of combat. So we're not going to do the whole initiative rolling stuff and things. I just want to get an idea of everyone's kind of what they would do in an attack situation. So carriage suddenly stops. You notice the driver, there we go, maybe that was the better word, has a few arrows in her head, even though she's now stinking rich. She's dead. And what do you guys do?
Ajax would immediately go, shit, that was my deal. And she would probably be launching herself out of the caravan in pursuit of where those arrows might be.
Awesome. Mila, I'm just going to go from what I see. Mila, what about you? What would you do? You see that the driver has these arrows in the head.
Assess the situation. See, look around. I have passive perception of 21.
What?
Hell.
How the hell? Well, I know how, but it's just like shit.
I know. I've invested. I know. I'm sorry. But like, Mila's attentive.
What does this mean?
It means Mila is attentive. Mila can read the vibe. She doesn't necessarily understand the vibe, but she can read the vibe, and she can probably and she can probably see how many attackers there are. And judging from how many attackers there are, her approach to the battle might change a little.
So she would stay in and just be like super spidey sense.
Yes, essentially. She wouldn't be rush about making a decision. Can you imagine how difficult it is to do after like you rage about everything? Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I run in, I fuck shit up.
Like,
I stand, I pensively sort of think about things.
I know.
I reflect on what the actions would cause.
Alice.
For anyone watching the Twitch and has not followed, much the opposite. So we're all having bets secretly to see how long Mila's remains like the. I'm just gonna not go crazy and kill her.
I like to think it's like a blood vessel that bursts or something.
I have this entire backstory plan that like plays into rage, and I'm like, I'm fighting this.
Tension.
What about you, Frederick? You see the arrows in the head. You see Mila just sitting there, looking out the window. Ajax jumped out. What would you do?
I would jump out the car, look at whatever direction I thought the arrows came for, hold up my mace and go, "Challenge me, you bastards!"
Whoa! Okay, that was really attractive. I love that accent.
Jax would absolutely be like, kind of giving him the nod, being like, "Yeah, that's what I'm about. Let's fucking kill stuff."
Hey, I'm seeing some nice warrior tactics here between Jax and Frederick. Slink, what would you do?
Slink would like to assert dominance and go,
Oh, that's so good. Love it.
And then be ready to use deflect missiles if any arrows get shot at him, so he can grab them and find out where the enemy is to viciously tear them apart.
Oh, right.
I absolutely love that lizard call, whatever that was. Lizard bookie.
I've been working on this.
Keep it.
Oh, it's good.
So would Slink move out of the carriage? In fact, actually, Jackson, Frederick, could you move your token? Where would you put it in this situation? If you had like 5-10 feet
What
range.
the god were they now?
What was that noise? A giant giraffe.
Giraffe. Oh yeah, giraffe.
So you would get right out there. Cool.
Sorry, Daniel, did you say we had 5-10 feet or?
Yeah, basically, I don't want you to go too far because the map's quite small. So let's say you have the chance to either hop out, which would be just next to it, and if you wanted to dash, let's just add 10 feet.
My thing would just be that Slink would just basically like run as much around these guys as he could, jump over the horses to whichever direction the arrows would come, and then do his roar or do the roar while he's in the air, and then be like ready for the.
They're coming from the right side. Just so you know. So, okay, cool, excellent. Dottie, what would Dottie do in this situation?
So what Dottie would do, unless directly assailed by someone, is to, first of all, there's a dead body there, so that's curious. It's going to go over with Squirt and inspect the dead body out of morbid curiosity, and cast in the direction of where, well, would try and figure out where the arrows came from in like CSI Bat Vision sort of detective mode sort of way.
Okay.
And in that general direction, just cast Minor Illusion as a sound, which would be the screaming, dying sounds of her village as she remembers it in her nightmares.
Just for her own interesting way.
As like a distraction.
Is it going to be like one of those videos that's not been edited properly and you can hear the Zell just saying, "Where's my wine?" at the end?
Yeah. At the end, you just hear, "Where's Ryak? More wine, you stinky wee simpleton."
Excellent. Cool. Move your character then to where she would be, just to give me an idea. So I'm guessing next to the driver.
Basically, right beside the driver. So just gonna...
Cool. Yeah, true. Robwell, what about you?
Well, first wing, he would definitely hide, snatch coin purse out of the dead body when nobody see it.
Nice.
So when he tries to take something from the dead body, Vera would say no.
Oh, that's why I hide, and then I steal them. So nobody see it that I actually do it. That's my idea. And then I'm gonna like go beneath the cart and then prepare my knives to whatever's gonna come at us to throw it.
Okay, so you prepare and use the opportunity to.
Oh yeah, like I said, first hide, then snatch the coin purse, then hide for preparing my weapon.
Nice
to throw.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Cool.
Times Squirt has a little nibble on dead body, but Vera pretends she doesn't see that.
Sorry, who has a nibble? Chip has a nibble.
Squirt.
Sorry, Squirt. Okay.
Squirrel.
It'd be like
she might gnaw, or he might gnaw on an eyeball every now and again. And
your character is so deep within denial.
Yeah.
Necromancer. See.
So we've got these. Sorry, go on.
Do we have initiative? Do you want initiative?
Actually, you know what? Let's go for initiative. Then I have a nice order, at least for.
Oh, whoa! Some of us have.
You know how to roll a d20 and add a pretend number to it.
Yeah, just have to work out that pretend number first.
It's honestly just for the idea. We're not gonna go into like full on.
Yeah, yeah, I would actually. Give me a sec. 1 sec. I hilariously have very low initiative. What would be wearing heavy armor?
Yeah, makes sense.
I have high initiative. Didn't help me.
Well, it's funny because like dexterity doesn't really benefit you as a paladin, as I've been reading. Because,
no, I know.
It doesn't.
No, it should be a third stat.
It doesn't stack on top of your armor class. So
No.
yeah, it's like you take the flat 16 for heavy armor, then you add your shield, which is the 18.
Yeah.
Anyway, interesting.
So cool, perfect. So Slink. So what we'll do is I just want to know, how do you approach, what would you attack with, if anything, how do you react? So we're not going to roll any attacks or anything like that. We're just going to say, this is what I'll do, and then this is what I'll do, and we'll just kind of...
With this, but with my my lizard man raw, I'd hope you maybe make me like a bit of an intimidation.
Okay, cool. So you would intimidate.
I can roll for it if you want.
No, that's fine. And for the fast forward for this session 0, they are not intimidated.
Okay. Would you class as my action then? Or...
That would definitely be an action.
Cool. But as my bonus action, I can use a key point, and I would basically put my hands together like this, and I would move them apart, and I basically golden radiant energy would separate out into some form of sort of a javelin, and I would just hurl it at the first guy I could see while screaming.
Nice.
And I get to hurl 2 of those if I use the key point. So
okay.
Radiant Sunbolt.
What's
Cool.
the name of your...
Do you retreat then? Are you staying there? What would you do with your movement, if anything?
I throw the Radiant Sunbolt, and then I would probably get here and do Patient Defense. So probably use 2 key points.
Ooh. So that patient defense.
Yeah, so basically, if I use a key point, I can get them to have disadvantage on the next attack on me.
Okay, awesome.
It's like taking the dodge action for
Okay.
like
This is a bonus
bonus
action using key point.
Mhm.
Because everyone can use dodge action, we just don't use it.
It's monk bullshit.
Dottie, what about you? You didn't notice Robwell stealing some coins there, and you saw Squirt having a wee nibble on the commoner's finger. Of course, you see these bandits.
Squirt has
from the
discerning
east.
taste. Someone only eat eyeballs.
Oh, of course, sorry. What was I thinking? Finger?
Who wants a finger? Ew.
Been touching stuff.
You take
Yeah.
toes.
Yeah.
Everyone beware if someone falls prone or unconscious, because Squirtle's going to come after your eyes. She's like, oh, opportunity. Right. Yeah, sorry, go on. Okay, yeah, I thought you may have used a bit too many actions there.
Monks
you
can
used
do this kind of shit overall, but this time I guess not.
Rob has shown me the crazy monk ways.
No.
Monk
That was
sorry.
tame monk ways.
Dottie,
That I'll be fined.
What would you do? Has Muck frozen?
No.
Oh,
I'm reading the book. Is it my turn or something?
It's your turn. Yeah, I'm saying, what would Dottie do?
Oh, well, in this case, Dottie sees someone to make dead, and she would try and make them dead. Well, they are actively trying to hurt her, yeah?
They're going to. They're basically trying to attack everyone and raid.
So long
they're
as
bandits.
so long as it's obvious that there are bandits and not just passers-by, she would,
Good point.
she would basically, I'd say just cast a couple of spells here and there to... Example, Ray of Sickness perhaps might be a good one.
Oh, nice. That's a good point. Where Dottie goes, are they attacking us? Slink's like, I don't care, I'm attacking. They
So
could
they're
just be passerbys.
Let's just say Ray of Sickness cast on the guy at the front.
What does Ray
So,
Sickness do? Oh,
Make a ranged
sorry.
attack against. On a hit, the target takes 2d8 poison damage and must make a con save. So that type of thing.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Would you stay in the sedentary, safe position and just...
Pretty much kind of half cover here, I'm assuming, in the cart with like a wall. And also, I'm a gnome, so who is small.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just like, boop.
Awesome. Mila.
Back to investigating this dead body.
After roars and attack, what does Mila do in this situation?
Okay, so here's the thing. I have a mechanics in mind that I wanted to do, and I'm gonna do it right now because this is a complicated mechanics, and I want to introduce it beforehand so people would be prepared. In reality, though, it's probably not. If that were actual situation, probably would not be my first choice. But let's go with the complicated shit.
I turn into a bear.
Never mind, I have a mechanic. It's a weird concept.
I will absolutely wrestle a bear.
Yeah, that is actually almost on point of what Mila is going to do. Mila is going very slowly to get up, see that there are quite a few enemies in there, and there's only so much of us. So Mila would like to use an action to cast Conjure Animals as the spell.
Nice.
And conjure 2 giant hyenas. One in here. No, not there. One in here and one in here. On the sides of these bandits.
Fucking skull.
Please tell me one of them is called Ed, and the other one's got the voice of Whoopi Goldberg.
Of course. They don't really tend to tell me their names, but we can definitely talk about them.
What do you think, Ed?
Summon the giant hyenas. And Mila is going to slowly walk over, jump down, and use a bonus action to wild shape into a giant hyena.
Nice.
So, yeah, Yeah. And Mila as a dog.
Awesome.
I like how the portraits are Dalmatians.
There are different hyenas, and their color depends on the area.
Too grey to be Dalmatians. Although I did look up dog.
Yeah, they've got clear spots on it, but yeah, that could totally pass the hyena.
I actually picked some. It was like, oh no, that's a wolf. Oh no, actually something more than like a hyena. Cool. The next, cool. That is what I pretty much expect from a druid. Sounds awesome. Robwell, it's your turn. After successfully taking a bit of an opportunity in this situation, what do you do?
Well, I'll get in range and throw some daggers. Try to, sneak attack on them. That I do. Very simple.
So from position, just go wait till they're in range.
Not wait. I would definitely sneak up somewhere and then throw the daggers at them. Unfortunately, my range sucks, so probably gonna have to be like that.
Yeah. Okay, but I guess the rogue, I'm guessing you can take disengage and just back out.
Well, that's as well.
Yeah. Cool. Right. Awesome. Jax. Now I'm interested. What would Jax do?
So yeah, she would have clear sight on these guys. So she would also join the charge into battle. Sort of pacing, kind of because she's not that fast. It's mostly just steely determination, sort of hard stomping towards them. Sort of shield and spear out, and she'd probably just do that sort of that Achilles type jump slash.
Yeah.
On the biggest looking guy.
Really?
Screaming her home city's name, which is yet to be determined.
Sparta.
Yeah.
Insert city name here.
Insert city name here. This is for if there's a hole to kick a dude down, she'd do that.
Forever. Now I'm interested. Frederick, what would you do? Are you a charging in person? Are you
He would go as far as he could
till they
behind
come
the
to
dwarf.
you and just hack them?
Stare up to his enemy and be like, "Time to test my metal!" and whack him with a mace.
Oh, I'm loving these. Okay. Right. Okay. Brilliant. Now, one final situation. You suddenly see the bunch of bandits from the west, and it's an overpowering situation now. And they launch into attack. It's clearly that there's far many. You all hear these bandits screaming charge. Essentially, obviously, you're now in an ambush. Slink, who is away from keyboard, will go to Dottie. What would you do in this situation? Attacking, there's other half of the group that are staying back in a situation like this.
Look at this. What have I got? Okay. Funny thing about necromancy is it seems to be a very one-on-one sort of situation. One creature, one target.
Spells be like that.
Yeah, one creature. Yeah, I fucking book it. I guess.
What do you do to a bucket?
Fuck one.
Daniel, was that some king shaming?
So minor illusion to be like, hey, look. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Anyway, the point is,
This horny bastard. Now you don't know.
Vera would most likely cast minor illusion off to the side. They would have to succeed in not being tricked by that and sneak away to get behind.
Brilliant.
Not
Okay.
the Crix this
Would
time.
stand so basically minor illusion over here somewhere.
Where? Point to the.
I'm doing
click.
it, Daniel.
I can't see
Fuck's
any.
sake, would you wait? There. Up there somewhere. And then when they get distracted by it, hop over the side of the caravan and see this, like one of these two people, and say, "Psst, pricks."
Excellent. Mila, what would you do?
Well, I was a waste of a wild shape, but I'm still very happy that I was a giant hyena for a bit. Mila would
Wild
like.
shape always tends to be a waste, by the way, as a druid.
It's fine. I'm still gonna abuse this as much as I possibly can. Mila would like to spread her paws, and Mila would like to see that all of those are very conveniently around vast under her feet, and she's going to ask the rocks under her feet to just explode from underneath and hurt everything in their way. Mila would like to cast Erupting Earth. Which is this. A point you can see on the ground within range, blah, blah, blah. 20 foot cube centered on the point. Dexterity saving throw.
Brilliant.
The old
from-
Gardain special.
One Guardian special
Oh,
on its
yeah.
way. Cool. Rob, well, what would you do?
Hide and throw again, and just keep my distance, hiding and repositioning and throwing daggers. Probably because I have as a tabaxi, I can move twice my speed once. Then if I stop, I can do it again. I'm probably gonna move around quite a lot, hiding and throwing daggers. That would be my idea of fighting.
Nice.
Because I don't see doing damage, so I don't see what else. I don't have any other anything up my sleeves, so I can do.
Okay. Cool. Jax, what would you do? You clearly hear and see that there is a much larger group charging on.
Here's the thing. She is kind of a death or glory kind of person. However, this is early on. I'm not sure. Player Alistair would not like to choose the death part yet. So she would probably, you'd see her sort of, you'd see like kind of like a flash of golden light from her spear as she channels divinity, invoking battle charge. So just as an action, she would rally her allies with her channeled divinity. So I'd choose X number of people, and they can use their reaction to use half their movement speed and make a single melee weapon attack. So the way this would look would be like she'd be trying to rally you guys, kind of using this or godlike, make our way into the forest deeper. So like these guys here to get away from these marauders over here.
Right. Okay. Just reading it. Awesome.
I'll put all this stuff into
Yeah,
your character.
cool.
sheet, so, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Take my word for it, but
There's no rush. But that's awesome. So, okay. So you basically expand these guys here.
Let's see if that helps. I know, I shouldn't have refreshed. It's getting there, though.
Be wounded depending on how squishy you are. Hey, Rob.
Hello. Sorry, there
cool.
was weird connection issues, so I tried to refresh and it had a moment.
No problem. So, question to you. You see this overwhelming force on the west here of bandits coming. What does Frederick do? Does Frederick just stay and start chomping away at the bandits in the east first, or does he take on the bigger force?
I don't know, actually. He will probably go after the bigger force because he feels like that's more important.
Yeah, cool.
He has friends on this
Right.
side. He has, well, people on this side who can deal with the small fries while he tries to take out the big force.
So there's quite a bit of a tactical brain going on there. I like it. Awesome. All right, so the battle is over. Everyone's dead, apart from you guys. And you've all taken damage. If you're a bit squishy, you've taken heavy damage. If you're less squishy, which I'm guessing Frederick and Jax are, for example.
What's a squishy?
Well, I mean,
What's
like,
not squishy?
So
let's say-
my AC is like 18, so.
Mine's
What?
18, but I've also got heavy armor master as a
Paladin.
feat, so I take even less damage.
Wow.
You've all got medium damage. If you've got AC
half
of
each.
like 16 and above, which, oh my god, and a lot of hit points, then you've
I
got
have
medium damage. What do you guys do? I'm going to go in row from what I see. Milo, what does Mila do? There's all these dead bandits now.
Yeah, well, that is weird that the bandits have decided to attack us. Is there anything? I would like to make sure that my doggos are fine, but which they are probably not. They're probably all dead by this point. But they did a good fight, and I thank them for that. I would like, is there a leader of sorts who looks like a leader or like better looking?
Yeah, we'll see this one I'm pointing to. So the one leading the western ambush, that looks leader.
I would like to get to that one, and I would like to look at him closely and to make sure that this was a random ambush rather than a targeted attack.
Like, see if there's a wee note to say, attack group or attack this particular group here.
Something like that.
Cool.
If
I will probably.
Oh,
Sorry,
wait. No, go on. Sorry, go on. Milo, what I'll do is I'll go.
just one,
through
because I know, just like because that would work very well with mine. I would just probably say I'm John in and just steal all the gold from everyone.
Well, I will, whichever will be left, because I would also like to do that. Not like steal gold. I would take a little bit of things of them, and I would like a little bit of component of them as well, because that would be very helpful to me in the future. And that would probably be what.
Okay, so there's an acquisitive mind there, a bit of a pragmatic compensation there going on. Oh, nice. While Rob Wells going yoink.
Yeah, it was like, oh, I'm gonna help you find whatever is here, and he just take coins from.
Because if there's coins there, why not? Frederick, what about you? After the battle is slain,
I would laugh heartily to myself and go about trying to claim their weapons.
okay. Nice. Sticking to the character, all about the weapons. Nice. Slink, what about you?
Because I can do shit with their weapons and it's kind of funny.
I look forward to it.
Meat. Yep. Which one looked tastiest? Pizza got spicy.
I love it. If there's like one body, there's Mila looking through clues. There's Robwell going, well, there's just gold, and then there's Slink going, chomping on the leg.
First.
Alive, there is going to be a fight. Hyenas like that sort of thing. They would like to join.
I will happily wrestle your hyenas for the meat.
There's plenty to go around. Cool. Is there anything else Slink would do?
If he's injured, he would go into his satchel that he has, and he would get out one of his little containers of stink sap, which is basically something of like bat poop, spider eggs, and tree sap as well. But he put it on his wounds because in Chult that heals his injuries. So it's his homemade medicine remedies that he makes.
Did you say bat poo? Did you start COVID in D&D?
That's what.
It is funny, but like one of my friends is studying like the spread of rabies in bats across South America. So.
Bats don't have an immune system. That's the whole thing with them, isn't it? They live with the viruses. They just find ways to adapt to them.
Yeah, I mean, like he's an epidemiologist, so like he's studying that, or he just finished his studies on that, as it were.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Jax, what would you do? You see your team injured, all these dead bodies, like you're injured yourself. What does Jax do?
Yeah, so rather proficiently, you'd see her sort of bandaging up her wounds and tying off any sort of like cuts and grazes, and just giving herself the once over before cleaning off any blood from her spear with an elegant flick. Trying not to watch the slink eat a body, and sort of, stroll back to the caravan and shift over the without much circumstance the dead body of the driver, and start sort of whispering to the horses, as it were, and calling to the other folk to be like, the road awaits, let's go.
You want good leg? I rip off for you.
You see her look visibly disgusted and be like, no, lizard man, I am fine, thank you.
Good. Dottie, I'm curious now. You're a necromancer. There's all these bodies. Well, you don't really know you're a necromancer. What would you do?
So during the fight, so Dottie wouldn't be at low health after the fight and then try to heal. Dottie is sapping life energy as the fight goes on.
Right.
So you'll get the occasional vampiric touch, like that one there. That was a nat 20, just so you look on
just to show off
nat 20.
That you are still doing nat 20s.
Yeah.
Every session, even session 0.
You get a +7 to ego.
Yep. Which is like that. So I would get like 7 + 12 healing. So I'd be able to take half that back. So
okay.
So if the target is missing any, no, that's a different one. And then the one above it is Toll the Dead, which would cause some damage, but that's just a cantrip. And then another healing spell that Dottie has is False Life, which is temporary hit points. So casting it at the lowest level gets you that. But if I was to cast it at a higher level, I get an extra 5. So yeah, Dottie would try and avoid actually getting too low health by just topping yourself up, by draining life force from everybody in a really happy and disturbing way.
Has anyone seen Stargate Atlantis?
Yes.
The Wraiths?
No.
Yeah, that's how I'm visualizing that. Just hand on, and you just like they're just
drain the life out.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Robwell. So, yeah, what about you? Is
I
that
would
your
try to be still keep friendly. That's why I was like, I'm gonna help you. Try to keep that. I'm a very helpful person. I try to help, but use that occasion. I'll get all that money off all of them, and maybe actually look for anything kind of clue from them, because I do am interested in everyone that's tried to hurt me.
Brilliant. Okay. Fantastic. Now, okay, continuing on. So that's all the action done. I was going to say we're going to go to Waterdeep now, but I've just realized our driver's dead. How do you guys go about this now? You need to go to Waterdeep. Jax,
is anybody a soldier?
Well, I'm actually a sailor.
Well, you can. In that case,
I would be. I'd sort of like try my hand at calming down the horses, doing that sort of that speaking to the horses and.
So, and as a forest gnome, Vera can literally talk to horses.
Even better.
Oh, really?
Same.
Yeah. Right.
Ajax would like to drive them, but yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
So basically, Mila and Vera could walk up to these horses and wrangle them and be like, come on, we're going to go somewhere where there's plenty of hay and water and you don't need to worry about it. And they would just take us there automatically. Autonomous vehicles in D&D.
You don't have to insert any coins here, no? Good. Cool. So that's fantastic. We've got two people that can chat with animals.
Just a quick question. So how long would it take us to get
yeah.
to Waterdeep from here?
Long time.
Well, so what? It would be a long rest to get to Waterdeep. So the idea is we're going to get to Waterdeep, specifically to the Yawning Portal, and it'll be early morning, 8-ish. And you'll be traveling in this carriage, and you will have managed to have had a full rest. Yeah, and then basically, this is you will have all traveled.
So while we're
You've all
traveling,
gone-
after the travel, my Blessing of the Forge triggers again because my effect ends, and I'm going to touch my armor and give it a +1 rating.
Okay.
And also, while we're traveling, with the weapons I found, I wish to use my main perk as getting a Forge Cleric, is that I can use a ritual which can transform these weapons into a different form of metal. So I could take
a different form of metal.
So I can take, as long as if I've got the correct value, up to 100 gold. It can be any item into up to 100 gold. So I could take, say, if they had long swords, I could take the long swords and use this ritual to turn them into like a mace or a hand axe.
Okay.
Or armor, if I so wished.
God.
Right. So essentially, you can take weapons and then they just mold into whatever you want.
It can only be something
kind
up
of
to a
thing.
value of 100 gold, which is super annoying because I can't make really cool armors. But I can make any weapon in the D&D, in the PHB.
That might be very good. Yes.
Useful for me.
Fantastic. So they all had
Daggers for
short
Rob.
swords
Yeah.
and they had short bows on them.
So if anyone wants a weapon, a particular one, I
Daggers, more
can
daggers.
quite literally turn these into it.
Wait,
Yeah,
if
I
they're-
actually
if they're
could use
bows,
more
they're not made
daggers.
of metal, though, aren't they?
I can't do it with the
It's a
bows, but I
sword.
can do it with the short swords.
So yeah, you could transmute those into a few daggers for Robwell in exchange for favors.
Yeah, go for it. How many short swords?
Yeah, how many short swords do I have? Because that
Let's have-
dictates how
let's
much
have a
I
look.
can do.
Yeah, so let's say there were 5 short swords.
Cool. So I can make anything up to 50 gold, which is everything but a heavy crossbow, essentially. If anyone wants a weapon of some variety.
All right.
I'd say Jax's spear is a family heirloom, so she's quite happy with it. But yeah, javelins would be her thrown weapon of choice.
Well, Frederick, I use daggers. I like to throw them, and it's easier to have more than less.
So I will take one short sword and turn it into a javelin and pass it to Jax. And I will use the remaining short sword to make however many daggers I can and pass them to Robwell.
Woohoo!
Cool.
Jax is like, nah, this is fine work.
How many daggers will you be able to make?
They're 2 gold pieces each. One. So
Oh shit! That's gonna be plenty.
javelin
Minus spear, how
wise, he
much
would have
is spear?
got.
Javelin.
Javelin wise, he would have got about 20, so about a full armor's worth. By the looks of it. Daggers, I can probably make lots, but I think not 100% sure how the
It's like-
system works, to be honest.
Yeah.
If-
Let's for the time being, because we're going to come across more weapons, and we'll let Frederick or Rob rather get to grips with it. Let's say you
let's leave it for
created
later.
10. Let's say you created 10 daggers.
Even if you want like a 1-to-1 ratio,
Thank
it could
you.
be like 4 daggers and a javelin. But I'm not, because it doesn't really specify how it works.
Okay. We'll stick with 4 then. We'll go with 4 daggers, Robwell.
And
you.
Jack has got his javelin,
Good.
which
Hey, who'd have
ironically
thought
is
you
made,
can
which
have
is
a
made of
backup
metal.
character to this one.
A metal javelin. How
So, you've all, my friends, arrived at Waterdeep. Here is what an artist's impression of Waterdeep. So I'm going to, so it's early morning, yes, 7 a.m. You've all had a long rest in the carriage. All your eyes are still there. Squirts didn't eat any of them while sleeping. Right, so what I'll do is I'm just going to read a few things about Waterdeep, just in case you don't know, and just to kind of give you a back.
Before you start reading, can I know what
Aye.
gate we're coming in from?
I don't know.
The main one.
The main one at the east. The one that has a really big "Welcome to Waterdeep."
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on board with that.
Southgate, I guess, is one that we could talk about.
What would you like to do with the gate?
Nothing.
What?
I just
I just want to know what gate I'm coming from. Jesus.
Can you give me any info you have on, just out of
Please.
curiosity, and that will, I'll be interested to read that. So I'm just gonna read some Waterdeep stuff. So Waterdeep, also known as the City of Splendors or the Crown of the North, was the most important and influential city in the North, perhaps in all of the continent, which I can't pronounce. Faerun? Oh, Faerun. Okay. The city is sat slightly above the 45-degree angle. You can see that shadowing Waterdeep is this gigantic mountain. It's, of course, on the shore. You can see lots of really massive ships there. And the reason why that is possible is because the water indeed is very deep, and that's where it gets its name from. The road to Waterdeep is well paved and is well patrolled. The city is the hub of trading, mineral-rich lands, from the mineral-rich lands to the north. The merchant kingdoms of Am and Kalimshan to the south. The kingdom of the inner sea to the east, and the sea kingdoms and traders to the west. Okay. Waterdeep's authority extends between 30 to 40 miles from its walls.
Wow.
Waterdeep was named for its outstanding natural deep water harbor, and the city that grew up at the site became the commercial crossroads of the Northern Realms. More than 100,000 people have made their home in Waterdeep. The city sprawled northward from the sea, spreading along the flanks of Mount Waterdeep, which is that massive mountain, which used to be home to the Melerican, which is a mithril mining dwarven clan. The entire length and depth of the mountain was riddled with passages and tunnels, most of which were occupied by deadly creatures whose presence in the mountain predated the founding of the city. Oh, predated. Sorry. You're gonna have to get used to this, by the way. The halls of the Undermount, the halls of Undermountain, located beneath the city, are popular target for adventurers. After the spell plague, the city lost its title as Faerun's most important and influential city to Baldur's Gate. Woo! Baldur's Gate grew not only larger than Waterdeep in population, but also doubled its area. However, by the end of the blah blah blah, but eventually Waterdeep's population surpassed even Kalimport's, with an estimated 2 million people now, and it is now the largest city in Faerun.
Isn't it bigger than Edinburgh?
Waterdeep this is known. Waterdeep was built on the site of an ancient elven settlement called Aelinthalda.
Can you stick that in the chat, please?
Yeah. In fact, actually, I'll copy all this in. So it used to be an ancient elven settlement, which gave way to a farming community of humans that developed this area. So essentially what happened was the elves basically left this ancient city, and farmers took over. And then, of course, gentrification, humans came along and built the city on top.
Signs of windows.
Yeah, I'm imagining hipsters everywhere.
This was conquered, all these farmlands, and the city was called Waterdeep. Waterdeep was the most common name used by the sea captains docking at the port to trade. And there we go. The government, it's ruled by a council. The membership is largely secret. You guys know this because it's really common. It's one of the biggest cities. Well, like I said, it is the biggest city here on the coast. And that's all the information. Crime-wise is random and burst. There's no particular leader organization to mandate. It is infamous that there was an attempt made by a crime lord named Xanathar, a beholder, with a well-developed secret network. This network was savaged, and Xanathar was defeated, thanks Dottie, through the actions of bold adventuring people. And there we go. Cool. So basically, that is Waterdeep in a nutshell.
I like to think this was sort of like told to us by like almost like a tour guide person who comes to us at whatever date and be like, "Oh, thanks, man. Hey, we were looking for the inn though."
While he's giving you a whole tour, and he's like, "5 gold, please."
I just remembered that I got this Lariel Silverhand kit that has all these Waterdeep things in it, which includes Lariel herself.
Who's Lariel?
She's the boss of this place.
There's actually a game based on this,
There's
which
been a
is quite
few
fun.
bosses.
Yeah. You've got Durnan, the Yawning Portal owner, which is a neat bit of art.
Right.
Yep.
Of course. Eventually, we will all come to know this fellow.
Was that?
That's Hallister Blackcloak, the Mad Mage himself.
Hey.
Well, yes, yeah, maybe. Right.
Out of character,
Right.
is what I'm saying.
Okay. So while I
Also, I got cool map, which is why I was asking you where we're coming in.
Okay, so we've got time left. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Yawning Portal, and this is basically the pre-stage to actually going into the dungeon. So here we go. Now, first of all, let's see if this now works.
Out of character question.
Yeah,
just in terms of like this material. So like this all came from Roll20. So like when you bought the package, this is like, here's all your assets and stuff. How's it all organized? I'm curious about that.
Yeah, so what you're seeing now, some of the images, that's what I've created, including the Sword Coast. I've just added that in there. It's amazing, this bundle, because what it does is it gives you all the maps already made. It gives you all the characters and places them as according to the book.
Wow.
It gives you everything that's in the book. Basically, they've digitalized the book. So have you come across handouts yet in Roll20?
But I've kind of misused them for like magical weapons and stuff.
Yeah, they're basically notes. So what it is every chapter is basically written down. So you can scroll. You know how some area will have 1A, 1B. You can just scroll down. It's really well organized. There's additional information. There's whenever in the handout, whenever there's a description of whenever there's a reference to a character or a monster, there's a link, and you can actually press it, and it gives you a nice handout. It gives you the stats. It fills in the NPC stuff. And what I can do, so every time if we ever see a monster, what I can do is I can actually show you the handout, so you can actually see what the monster looks like.
Cool. Yeah, because that's like shift and press Z to like do that. Because that will ping it up for everyone on there.
Oh, nice. Oh, I've seen that been done online. I've not seen that.
It's like if it's like a token on the map, or if you get like a selection of something. If you do, in fact, hold on, let me just show you. So like if you click on my portrait and do Shift Z.
So look. So I've added in Shift Z.
Whoa, freaks out a bit.
Sorry, too many times. I didn't know if I had to hold it in there.
Yeah, it's not like a hold it in. I think one click and then it essentially shows you that picture to everyone. So that will flash up on our screen.
Awesome.
And we can click off on it.
That's not where belts go.
No,
That's not where belts go. I know. That was as close to like a spear maiden portrait that had enough armor to cover all of her. So I thought,
I know.
Yeah, all right. That's a nice trade-off.
If you're looking for fantasy warriors in the female, you're not going to find many clothes.
It's just like, yeah, you know, it's a breastplate. It's like literally covering her breasts. And you're like,
Yeah.
well, all right.
It's not called
Also,
a body plate. Or
here's the thing, though, all right? Like, I mean, like in terms of armor structuring, it's like forming it two breasts surely wouldn't make it that structurally integral. Like I thought, like generally speaking, like breastplates would have to be like one shape.
If they're formed to the shape, then they deflect a lot better.
Would they though? I don't know. Like I thought, like having a concave in it, surely, like structurally speaking, is not sound.
Well, what I heard that all that fantasy armors for female are completely bullshit. They're just almost the same armor for a man and woman. There's not that different.
Yeah.
That's
So
why
you do want that shape, you know?
Yes.
That is the deflecting shape. So if that's on your entire body, then
But not like the opposite way. You wouldn't want that.
No.
you don't want that. You want that. Be like
All right.
one big boob, not two boobs.
Sure. So yeah, in terms of that, I picked a portrait that had realistic armor, I suppose. Maybe not in the belt department, but you know what I mean.
Only
Live on the internet, guys. Still live on the internet.
right. So what I'll do is so you've arrived in the city. You've had a nice little tour from a really disappointed person now because she thought she could show you the entire city, but no, apparently they just want to go to the Yawning Portal
Just
like
like-
every
just like
other
pointing out-
adventurer.
All the other things telling us the stuff, and we're like, man, just take us to the Yawning Portal. Come on.
So
I give
Wait,
silver
600
piece
years
and
ago, a
tells
great battle was forged. Okay, where's the portal? A great battle was forged by this and this and this.
I want drinks. So at 7 a.m., you arrive at the Yawning Portal, and you can see it's a really well-kept tavern. And you can hear, even at this time, it is packed for some reason. So here we go. Now we're just going to test a few features. We're now at the Yawning Portal. So you guys enter there at the south. And what you can see here is a really packed, really busy, really popular tavern. And it doesn't take Mila's like 50 passive perception to see this 40-foot wide, humongous well smack bang in the middle of this tavern. Oh my God, it is essentially a huge hole. And it just, you cannot see anything beyond that. It's a massive hole. This tavern is alive. It's so popular. There's many people everywhere. The fires are roaring.
Oh man, I
And,
really want to Spartan kick someone down there.
Oh, right. No. That's it. I am writing these.
I mean, that as a player, that's.
Yes, insert sound name.
That's it. I'm recording these things now. That is fantastic. So, basically, you see this, and this guy here at the drinking this here is a human. You can see most of the folk here are human. There's about an 85% percentage of humans here. And the rest are kind of halvings and your elves and some dwarves, but it's predominantly human here. When you come in, it slightly goes quiet, and then the volume rises again as people kind of look over. And the guy here sitting at the bar just looks at you guys and goes, another set of adventures here at the portal. Hey, Durnan, we've got another set of adventures over here. And he looks at this guy here. Oh, now it's my time to press Control-Shift. There we
Hey,
go. Oh, there's Durnan. He is, he's mainly the main one behind the bar.
He's got a Hulk Hogan mustache.
Oh, God. That's all I'm going to say. Now, let's have a look. What have I got for?
Give me another month in lockdown. I might even try that myself.
So,
Do you not go through the stages as you shave your beard? Like when you shave it off, so you're like, oh, here's the Hulk Hogan, here's the pencil thin one, here's my Hitler. Nobody's allowed to see that.
so he's cleaning a few things. I'm just going to read out a few things about the Yawning Portal. It's near the eastern slope of Mount Waterdeep. You can see the 40-foot diameter well that descends into. We all know it's Undermountain. You get you can see from the walls of the tavern that there's kind of the list of all these names of groups that have been like crossed out, and it's completely known by the time you get here that a lot of people come here for Undermountain, to go in, to find the riches, to find the secrets, to make a name for themselves. It's like Disneyland, but you could die basically.
Disneyland, but you could die.
Yeah. You can see that the stone of the well is very different to the actual tavern build up itself. It's sticking out like a sore thumb. And next to this gaping orifice hangs, you can see a winch with a simple rope and pulley mechanism. So if you look up here, there's a rope and pulley system. And right now, this system has a really thick rope, and it's hanging down it and into the gaping hole. And you can see that no one's operating it now. You can kind of get a hint that Dernan, this is the tavern owner, he's the one that really controls it. And I think that's it. When you observe Dernan, you can see that he's the proprietor of the Yawning Portal, and he's something of an enigma. He's very quiet. He's not a chatty person. He's really quiet. He only speaks or says when it's really essential. He's a man of few words. And there we go. That's all I'm gonna say. Right. What do you guys do? So you're here. You all have your goals. You want to go in there. What would you like to do, Dottie?
DM question.
Yo.
So this is a pit. So if I jump into this pit and cast Misty Step at the very last second and go sideways, can I live?
Well, that depends if you're gonna keep the momentum or not.
Yeah, but it's like if I keep the momentum, then I just have to like tumble a little bit.
Say that again. What do you want to do?
So I got to jump in the hole.
Yeah.
And go choo, and then before I hit the ground, just cast Misty Step and just go whoop.
So if you can only miss. If I remember correctly, you can only Misty Step to a place you can actually see.
Yeah, it's like as soon as I see the ground, I Misty Step to the ground, but like horizontal, parallel to the ground.
Well, yes.
Because I have dark vision, I'll see the ground 60 feet away from it or whatever.
So, yes, in theory, should you be able to see the ground? Yes, that is true. But you don't know how far the tunnel goes. Yeah, because for example, it could be a short descent, or it could be so long that you kind of pass out from the fall. You're falling. You're like, oh, where is the ground? It's been like 10 minutes. And you just kind of pass out. So it's
end games like I've been falling for 30 minutes.
But in theory, yes, you'd be able to do that.
You can try.
I'll think about that for now. But first thing that Dottie wants to do is go over to that guy who's like, ugh, more adventurers, and be like, if you didn't want to see adventurers, you're in the wrong fucking pub, lad. And just go over to Dernan and slip him a coin and be like, you know why we're here.
The guy kind of just muffles and goes, I'm here for the beer.
Go get beer beside the fucking, what's it called? The dock area. Pretend I did that cool. Pretend I did that in a cool way. Glad I knew where it was.
Right, I'll go through what each of you do. So
Go drink it in the dock ward, you bastard.
Sure, I'll pretend that didn't happen coolly. The guy just ignores you and just keeps drinking. Cool. So move yourself then to Durnan, just so I can kind of visualize it.
Yeah. So.
Oh wait, do you have control of your own thing?
Yeah.
No.
I can move mine, yeah.
Dynamic lightning.
Just popping myself up on this stool here.
I've never seen it working before. This is so fun.
Cool. He goes, how much gold did you hand him?
Like, I'm assuming it's like well known how much it costs to go down.
Yeah.
Here's the fee.
It's one. Yeah, he goes 1 gold. And he goes, right?
Yeah, Jack's being like, Bretel, what is this hole?
He goes. He's right. Yeah, he goes. The hole. You don't know what this is. Why are you here?
I am. Well, I'm looking for a friend. I heard he had entered the Yawning Portal.
Yeah. How long ago was this?
I'm not sure. Surely no longer than a month.
He's gone, my friend.
Yeah, she looks crestfallen by that. But yeah, okay.
He goes, good. If you all want to go down, it's 1 gold per person.
Per person? That's a lot.
Ajax immediately hands him a gold and be like, fine.
So one last thing before she goes down, Dottie would like to ask Durnan a bit of advice and offers him another gold piece.
You're speaking my language there.
It's like,
Small one.
I want to bring my village back to life. Is there anything down there that might help me?
He kind of he grins and he grins in a way of he's heard it all before. He goes, I'm going to stop you here. There's everything that you can find down there if you manage to find it. Whatever you're looking for down there, it will offer you it. But let me have a look at you. And he kind of stares you down and goes, he goes, right. He says, have you even prepared for this? What do you have on you?
I show him the book.
He goes, a book. And then a person on your right goes, oh, a book's going to help you. And they just laugh. This prompts basically all these tables here to laugh at the fact that you've brought a book along.
Yeah. So Jax would be standing close by Dottie and, practically brimming with fucking weapons, will glare down at anyone who's laughing at Dottie at this point.
I'm gonna stand up next to Dottie. Excuse me, my friend. We are well-trained adventurers. I wouldn't wish you to be laughing at my friend. Okay? Trying to
Just as all these well-meaning notes and comments come from the companions, everybody in the bar hears the book speak.
Yeah, Jack would immediately not want that. But okay.
The book says,
I will fucking kill you all! So, Durnan is... He is not phased in the slightest. You kind of get the feeling that a bunch of kids have just come up to him and been like, "Oh, we got it. We're gonna roll this corner, man. We're gonna roll this street." And he's just like, Slink. What's Slink doing at this point?
Slink looking for Yawning Portal. Womblets, Yawning Portal. Where is? Is any? I'm just doing this to any of the occupants asking where the Yawning Portal is because I did not realize This is the Yawning Portal. I'm like, must find Yawning Portal. Find Hallie's star. Hallie's star. Anyone know? Yep.
You hear the tables around you kind of laugh. This woman here, she kind of looks at you and goes, "Honey, you're looking down there. You can find Hallister down there," prompting another laugh. Frederick, you're at the door.
I've heard everything that's going on, and I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna slam a coin on the counter.
Rob,
I can see this door
we
going.
can't hear you.
Yeah.
What do you mean you can't hear me?
6'7" lizard man is shredded.
Oh, great, they can't hear me.
Say.
Like
Right, well-
nothing detect any voice from you. There's
What we'll do is we'll move to Milo while Frederick gets his voice back.
Yeah.
He did say he's still finding his voice. Milo, cool. What do you do while the dwarf is gesturing?
I stand. Mila stands by Vera and looks at Dornan's like, well, very calmly. Like this was not a very nice thing to say for people who you are asking for money from and who can just run and not give them to you. That would be much appreciated.
How's that? Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay! So you
Yes.
you slam the thing down.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. This is Dernan goes. He kind of looks all at you and say, "Look, no harm is intended here. Every day I see new adventures. They're all here for a big quest. They're all the big bee's knees.
Mila understands, but there is no reason to be snarky about this.
Vera wants to know, hey Dernan, where did you get the money to set up this here tavern?
He looks down at the hole and goes, "There."
Yeah. So I think you'd be the last person to mock those who want to go down there.
I admire your courage, my friend. Mark, did you give him a piece of gold for more info?
Yeah, so the more info that Dottie is looking for is just the name or location of someone who has necromancy-based sort of specialties.
He says, he says yes. You can find anything and everything you need in this dungeon. Necromancy, for sure. And then he's a man of short words, so for sure.
So
he says,
is there a name or a location I should keep my eye out for? Is what I'm asking. He
says he has a think, and he goes, "No, I'm afraid not. You're gonna have to find that information down there. It's it's been a very long time since I've been down there. Okay. There's definitely necromancers down there. I'm sure you'll be able to ask them for direction, shall we say."
One last thing.
You have been down there.
Columboed.
One last thing before I pass over to my friend here. If I give you 10 gold, will you not serve these bastards for an hour?
Serve them with what?
Whatever
not
they
serve
want.
them.
Like, do not serve them. Refuse to serve them for an hour for 10 gold, is what I'm saying.
Refuse? Well, I don't understand. Refuse to serve everyone else in the group.
Everyone else in the bar.
You want to be mean to all that people that laughed.
Oh, he goes, "I'm sorry, but they're regular customers, and if you're going down there, you're not going to be worth it. But I do appreciate what you're doing."
Ajax will sort of bristle at that and be like, she'll put 5 gold behind the bar and she'll say, "That is for my drink when I return."
He goes, "Tell you what," he hands you it back. "You return, the drink's on me." Slink.
Slink has no idea about like kind of societal conversations. He just speaks when he wants to speak. So he kind of just walks in between like Dottie and Slink won't go deep down hole. Now? Now? Hole? Need shiny metals? Give me any shiny metals. gives him
Cool.
like 15 gold. Like, we go now?
Okay, Jax, go on. What were you saying?
Jax.
Oh, sorry. No, I wasn't saying anything. It was essentially just to put money down.
Yeah, cool.
Just to give that sort of self-assured. Yeah, I'm coming back.
Cool. On that note, Dernan, he sees the gold, and you can tell, even though he's set up this a really nice tavern, he likes the gold. He sees it, and he says, "Look, my friends, I'm going to." He looks at you, Slink, and is like, "Oh wow, I've not seen a reptile human for a long time. I'm going to do you a favor. Spend some time in the portal, get to know some of these people, have a drink, have breakfast, spend a little time, then go down the hole." And he kind of gestures at, grab a drink, sit down. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
sound like a dungeon master that hasn't prepared the next step.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's an entire campaign. Hold on. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I'd whispered you this, but there was like names on a board. Is there anyone nearby that I can ask about that particular board?
The board is. He looks at. So it's a chalkboard, and it's on this side of the wall,
Sorry.
pretty much next to the.
If you do like shift hold click, that will like bring all the attentions there.
Shift, hold. There, did that do it?
Nope.
And click.
You shift and then you hold click.
Oh, hold click.
Oh, yeah, that is
Awesome.
something.
That's so helpful. Thank you. In fact, here's so you can see that there's a wee bit of dynamic lighting going on. Is that right?
It is
Yeah.
so cool.
So,
Yeah, that is.
fun fact: I can click one of you guys, press Control L, and I can see exactly what you're seeing.
Cool. Yeah, I came across that. I've never used dynamic lighting,
So-
but I've heard about it a lot.
So I'm just going to test this out. So, Shift, hold, click. There we go. I'm going to do it one more time. Cool. So basically, there's a on that wall. There's a board, and it's got a load of phrases on there. And he says the borders there is a list of adventurer groups that have gone down. You can see some of them are crossed out. There's a whole long list of them. And then while Dernan's explaining this, one of the people on the table goes, it's our betting board. And you can see that people are using this board to place the bets. And you can clearly see the people here, they're not just here for the drinks and the food. They're here to place bets on adventurers going down. You can see, a bunch of names. And just going to see if I can bring up something. Oh, go on.
Yeah, I suppose like if it's group names, then she's looking for one person in particular. So she would probably be like asking around the bar for any patrons who have seen someone who looked like her, basically like same style of fighting. We fight with spears. Tall man, he is my brother, dark hair.
Okay. Where do you go?
It would probably be I'd be asking anyone nearby the board. So like if it was someone who like writes up team names, it'd be like evidently the person that takes bets. I'd be like, I'm looking for someone.
Cool. She goes, the woman at the top goes, my darling, I'm so sorry. Look, not many people come back. And if they do, they don't come back the same. You do look familiar. I drink a lot here, but that description does look familiar. Were they in a group? Do you know the group's name?
I'm afraid I do not know.
Yeah. Okay.
I suppose I'd like to check the board and like check for if it would be like character. Like I've done my stats, so that much is known. But I'd be looking for like something that rings a bell, like that person would call it.
You don't see anything that rings a bell, I'm afraid. She explains that they're all names of groups, not any individuals. There are a couple of. She does explain there are sometimes individuals, and it's just a wee description like weak one. The equivalent of lol as names.
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
Yeah.
That's pretty much. Yeah, what you see.
I suppose what she's like trying to suss out is like what her brother would potentially call an adventuring group.
Yeah.
And potentially checking if it's crossed out or not.
Yeah. Tell you what, I'll get back to you on that. You right now you don't see anything. If you do, you'll suddenly realize a bit later. That's when I will come back to you on that and be like, oh, actually, you did notice there was something. Jax's brother. Cool. And FYI, for reference, the suggestion to sit down and not go directly down is not because I'm not prepared. It was a genuine. It was a genuine. Genuine suggestion.
Yeah, I figured there's actual stuff to do in the Yawning Portal. I was just joshing.
But yeah, don't skip past all the content, you prick.
Yeah, exactly.
No, now you say that, but you skipped half the content in Avernus.
Yep.
Sorry?
Let's not do that again.
I was just trying to like make you feel worried when I was like, whoop whoop, I'm jumping down the hole right now.
It's like, it's okay, I'll skip the whole chapter. Cool. You see, so that's what she explains. So you don't see anything down there.
Slink not know what do in Warm Blood Watering Hole. Slink never been so big before.
You hear one person go, Slink should sit down and enjoy the drinks.
It's too early for drinks. Well, I'll have breakfast and take breakfast over to here is where I want to bring breakfast.
Move your character.
Order breakfast from Dernan and go over to the table here and sit down and have breakfast.
Cool. I can actually use the player's handbook for the first time to see how much food costs. I have Skate, food and drink.
Nerd.
Nerd. So,
should it the stink?
Cool. So, are you looking for a squalid, poor, modest, comfortable, or wealthy meal?
I think this is like a nice establishment. So
it is.
She just wants a nice, modest breakfast because she's not.
Excellent. That's 3 silver pieces, my friend.
3 silver pieces are thrown across to Dernan, and I'll take whatever the equivalent of coffee is here.
Excellent. 4 copper coins. Jesus, Ravnica is extortionate. Well, you go.
So breakfast and coffee, and I'm going to sit over in this corner, hoping that not a lot of people can see me because I'm going to like feed Squirt, who is undead. I am kind of aware that people are freaked out by him.
Excellent. Robwell.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna actually go with that suggestion, and I'm gonna grab a few drinks from the barkeeper. Join, I don't know, let's guess this table. Join in, put like beer to everyone. Welcome, friends. I would like to ask you a few questions. I'm pretty sure you can help me.
Excellent. When you do that, that's 2, 4, 6. That's 8 silver pieces for that ale. What do you need?
Tabaxi.
Oh yeah, Tabaxi. What? How can we help? I tell you what, if you are gonna try swinging the bets, it's not gonna happen. And by the way, no, I'm gonna answer your question now. You cannot bet on yourself. That's Dernan's stupid rule. I don't know, Jim.
Worries.
What does he think? 5 gold pieces he'll return? Yeah, right. Sorry, Tabaxi. Go on. What were you saying?
Well, I would like to know, for example, what I should expect down there.
I'll tell you what you're going to expect. Death, horror, so much horror.
Perfect.
And...
I'm going to take all the beers and go to next table.
Here you go. And then you hear in a whisper, if he survives 10 gold, someone of us is going to kill him.
That's
like in a jokingly manner.
Ireland, so it would.
Mila, what would you like to do in this moment? Well, sorry, I'm going to interrupt. Dottie, where are you? Where are you sitting?
Over here.
Press-
Top right-hand corner.
I'm looking top right-hand corner. Ah, perfect. Thank you. Mila.
Yes. Mila would like to Mila very much keeps her ears open and listening to the brief conversations that she can hear. This is not necessarily to overhear people, but just to be aware of the general vibe that is happening.
Okay. Oh, perfect. So the general vibe is essentially, it's a popular tavern. Most of the people here are really just for the gossip of entertainment, of seeing adventurers go in, see who comes up, make bets on who doesn't return in a day, or a month. Oh, it's been like a month. They're still not returned because they're still not crossed off on the board, and they're here for all the betting. It's a peaceful establishment, friendly, well populated. You can see that there's a wee room up here for some kind of VIP area. You would hire that out for a wee table yourself. You can see everyone's pretty much different classes and races. Most of them are quite human. You could see that maybe some of them are actually getting ready to go down. Others are kind of just eyeing it up, like, right, they're going down. They look really tough. Holy crap, they didn't make it. They're back in an hour. Right, okay. So they're really assessing here. You can also see a same-sex couple here because we're like diverse and forward-thinking. See that? Two guys holding hands. Just want to see. That's what you see. And I just wanted to point that out because I was really happy that. So the whole map's here. If you see people, that's me adding them on.
Nice.
I thought this was with the actual content.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I
no,
expected
no.
that.
This
So
is
wait,
my
you set up the
shameless
dynamic lighting, lighting, and all the characters on these tables.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Holy fuck!
I
No
know.
wonder you wanted to keep us here for a
This
bit.
is no, that's not the reason. That's not the reason.
Yeah, definitely.
Just as a test, whoever's near a wall, can they try walking through the wall?
Dynamic lighting isn't working for
Yeah.
me in this top corner. I'm not seeing anything different when I sit here, so I should be able to see.
Yes, sorry, that's my fault. I've not given. Basically, I need to.
As a character, I cannot walk through a wall. This is
Perfect. That's
confirmed.
Mark, you should be able to see.
Yeah, now I can
stuff.
see it.
Yeah. Cool. Excellent. Fantastic. So, so basically that's what you see, guys. I'm going to move on to Frederick. So you slap your coin on. Jonan's suggesting for you just to sit down. And the hint is, because Slink has added so much money, he's like, sit down, see what happens. What do you do? And then I'll go back to you, Mila.
Sit down and see what happens.
Yeah, I guess I'll just kind of have a wee seat, get a non-alcoholic drink. Oh, they can't hear me again.
No,
I can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can.
No, you can.
We actually do this time.
I'm listening.
to you. Can you imagine that happen?
Yeah, Jesus.
No, it's because normally when people speak, I see the wee blue bars, but it's not showing up.
It's because we're not speaking.
We're listening.
Well, I think it's because it's.
Well, we see that you have bar.
I've got Daniel, Mark, and Alistair perpetually have the blue bars just at random set levels, and no one else has them.
No.
I was muted.
That's your internet not being able to hang up with the big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's a bit slow, but I think it's a Roll20 thing, to be fair.
Mila, sorry, did you... Sorry, was that it, Frederick?
Yeah, I'm just sitting down having a nice glass of water.
Cool. Mila, sorry, did you want to add anything?
Yes, Mila would like to... well, first of all, was that quick look around. Is there anyone in here that kind of looks shady? Well, actually, this is not a fair point. Everyone looks shady to me. I would like to turn to Dornan and be like, Mila would like to know for an additional piece of gold, if that would be required, if you could point me toward someone who has been down there and has returned.
We've had adventurers in the past go down and return. They're all not the same when they come back. Some make it, some don't. Some don't make it very far. You hear that one of the ladies here, she says, "Durnan, I heard you've been down there and come back." And then the person next to her says, that was a very, very long time ago, wasn't it, Durnan?" And Durnan just kind of grunts.
That is
Oh, so you were down there when it was easy.
Well, he can't hear you.
When a house cost a $5.
Jax,
Yeah.
I forgot to add on that board, there is the topmost name. So the rest are all I can fill in, but the topmost name that you've seen is Fine Fellows of Daggerford. So I've added that to the chat. So that's an indication of the last group that went in.
Oh, they're local boys, basically. That's this town down just south a wee bit.
The rest are all different names of that kind of thing. You know, oh wait, there was another group. Anyway, I'll let you know if you remember anything from that board.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, I'll move on to.
I would still like to ask Dornan
Sorry. Go on. Sorry.
what he has seen and why has he come back.
Yeah, so you can see that the gold. He responds to gold. Sorry, say that again. Say that again.
So Mila heard that you went there down the portal yourself and you have come back. What is there you have to tell?
Well, it was many, many years ago, and I'll tell you this as a favor, since your reptilian friend here doesn't seem to know the how much money is. He doesn't seem to have a concept of money. It's going to be very dark down there, and you're going to need to make sure you've got enough light and enough food to keep you going. That's all I can say. The best people, the people who really survive this place, are those that are really prepared. This isn't just a walk in the woods.
He's giving us a hint.
Sorry?
He's warning us of things to come if we're not prepared.
Yes. Very well. What would you consider being preparation other than food from your nice establishment and some? Very well. I'll give him one more gold.
Wait, one more gold.
I like that. It just turned out.
It's a universal language.
He does the the typical tavern of the cleaning the cup again. So sorry again. Sorry, Mila, what did you say?
Which supplies does he consider being good, and where do I get them?
You can buy them here. Supplies are good at anything that emits light. You need torches. It's dark. It's cold down there, and you're going to need rations. I can tell you, your friends over there, they're not ready. They just want to go. The people that just jump down in the hole are the first ones to come back.
This is why they have me. May I please purchase some of those items of you? And if you would desire to throw some... Nope, that was wrong. Mila would like to purchase some items from you. And if there is anything that you consider being worthy of throwing in there, that would be much appreciated too.
So he suggests the main thing is essentially rations.
Yeah.
Is there any rations in here?
Yeah. I will make it easier for you. I'll just give him 5 gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get. Oh, there we go. Adventuring gear. You know how everyone has like an explorer pack and it has like stuff. That's kind of what I'm looking at.
So
They
It
have
usually
rations.
contains about 10 days worth of
Oh, there we
rations, the
go.
Explorer's
Here-
pack.
Here we go. So he says, I can give you a day's worth of rations for 5 silver pieces.
1 day.
It says here, rations 1 day, 5 silver piece. For a whole day. For a whole day.
This economy, guys.
Well, hang on. No, I don't like that.
So do we have a cleric or a paladin that has the very, very useful create food and drink?
I have good berries. I'm a druid. I can sustain us.
The good berries whole time.
I'm still going through my spell list. Maybe I don't know.
Second level spell. You should, if you have second level spells, then yeah. And
I have create water. I have good berries. I'm good.
Hold on a second. We're all level 5, right?
Yeah.
Just in terms of like starting gold, where are we at? Because I've currently got like 10 gold.
Yeah, I was
suppose.
going to ask you guys.
15. I know.
Yeah, I think.
But as you're like level 5, I'm not sure if it's a case of you have X amount at your disposal. Because technically, you've been around the block a little bit.
I'm pretty sure I had like 1,000 gold by level 5.
Yeah.
Adventuring for a while at that point, and died once.
What we'll do is,
Yeah, he did die.
Yeah.
yeah, what we'll do is we'll get. We won't go through the portal right now. How's everyone doing time wise? So it's 10 o'clock now.
I should probably wrap things up and
I have
get ready
plenty
for
of
bed.
time.
Say that again, Frederick.
It is so light outside. It is surreal how this
It is true. So okay, here's what I do. This is actually a good point to stop, I think. So what I'll do is I'll figure out how much money you guys have got and with the rations. But we've actually come to a perfect point now at this stage. Yeah, good. Okay. Rob, can you stop the stream?
Bye.
Bye.